Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, and I'm actually super duper excited. So tomorrow starts the 30-day Get Up and Go Challenge, August 1st through 31st, just like in April, but it was only, well, it was 31 days too. It was 30-day month, but August is a 31-day month, so for sure we're doing 31 days. April we did 30-some days just because I always have bonus days. I always end up thinking of more things that I want to share than there are days, no matter how long the challenge is. Even on 90-day challenges, I don't know if I've ever done a 120-day challenge. Haven't. I don't think so. Usually do, if I'm going to go 90, I'm going to go over 90, I usually go the whole year. I go 365. Massive, massive action. So, Get Up and Go Challenge, 11 a.m. tomorrow, Get Up and Go Challenge page, 30-day challenge. Getting people moving in the direction they want for their life faster than they ever imagined possible. Accomplishing more in days than they could normally accomplish in years without going through the challenge and doing some of the things and adding some of the tools to their toolbox that I've been using in mine to get me massive results in every area of my life, not just in business and finances, but in my physical well-being, my mental, my emotional, my spiritual well-being and health, my financial health, of course, my relationships, and in contribution. Those 7 areas of our life are the 7 areas that we'll chat about during that 30-day challenge, and make sure that the people that participate are having massive, massive results in those areas. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited. I was working on a different way of doing it, a different strategy yesterday about how I want to roll it out and what I want to make sure I cover. And I've said that I will talk for less than 10 minutes every day, and that in and of itself is a challenge for me to put up and shut up and just make it clear, concise, and keep it simple, to make sure I'm just giving people the meat of what they want and what they need, because, you know, we give people what they want, but we also make sure we give them what they need, because a lot of times we don't even know what we need. We know we need a solution to a problem, or we're struggling with something that we want help with, but we don't even know. If we knew what the solution was, if we knew what we needed, we would have already done it. We would have already taken care of it for ourselves. But so often we don't know what we need, and that's why it's so important when we're looking for people to help us with different activities or different things or different aspects of our life. We let them know clearly what we want, and we expect and we hold them accountable to giving us what we need in order to make that happen. Because if we knew everything, we wouldn't need them, right? We wouldn't have to hire them. We wouldn't have to find them. We wouldn't have to interact with them in order to move and make progress in the direction we want to go. So I'm really excited about the challenge starting tomorrow. Today, I shared my personal motto, what my personal motto is and where that came from. It came out of course, my sudden cardiac arrest experience and the resulting learning and things that I did after that. And I've really always kind of lived by this motto, but I wasn't always living by it until that event. So I talked about that today. What's my personal motto? Do you have a personal motto? If so, share it in the comments below. I mean, if it's our personal motto, guess what? Everybody knows it, because that's the way we live anyway. It's like our primary question. I remember learning about, we all operate off of a primary question. You know, it might be an empowering primary question, which means we easily move toward what we want, or it might be a disempowering primary question. And until I was 50 years old, somehow along the way, I had developed and adopted an extremely disempowering question. I'm going to tell you what it was. It was WTF. Everything that I was experiencing went through a filter of what the F, meaning I was looking at everything and asking, what's wrong with this? Why isn't this exactly how I expect it to be? Talk about setting yourself up for failure and frustration. It should have been, what the failure instead of what the F. But everything, and I didn't know that consciously. Everyone in my family knew it. Everybody around me knew that that was my primary mode of operating, and I was always looking for what was wrong or what wasn't as I expected it to be right now. And I needed to change that. I learned through the sudden cardiac arrest that among many other things in my life needed to change. Because if you're asking what's wrong with any given situation, what's wrong with my relationship, what's wrong with my business, why isn't this happening fast enough, why isn't, you know, those were my questions, and they all were a version of WTF, because that meant, and that was me judging then that something wasn't as it should be. Guess what? Things just are the way they are, and us judging them as wrong automatically sets us up for frustration and failure and upset and emotional drama and trauma that's unnecessary. So I needed to replace that primary question, and I replaced it with, what am I creating now? What am I creating now? What am I creating now? What am I creating now, even 10 years later, isn't always absolutely automatic. And I slip back into, why isn't this done yet? Why haven't I done this yet? Those are my primary questions. And they're not great primary questions, because whatever we ask ourselves, we'll get an answer. Our subconscious will serve us up an answer, whether it makes any sense or not. Any sense or not. Whether it's accurate or not, whether it's a lie or not, it doesn't matter. It'll just give us an answer. And then once we get an answer, we keep moving on in that direction, which is not always a good, positive direction. Well, that led me to the whole personal motto thing. And that was one of the things that I've gotten the most benefit out of, was knowing that and being aware of my tendency to expect things to be different than they are. And I will say, once I changed my primary question, I went from spending a lot of my time and energy being frustrated and upset about stuff to just rolling with it. Okay, this is what's happening right now. What is the solution to that? What am I going to do about that? How am I going to respond in a way that moves me toward what I want, not toward what I don't want? And I always was responding to move toward what I wanted, but I was wasting so much time and energy on that negative, judgmental portion of the internal dialogue that it was making me less effective than I could have been, should have been, and can be now. So, talked about that today in the Get Up and Go P12, preliminary days leading up to the 30-day challenge, which starts tomorrow. Yay, yay, yay. So, fun challenge today was about top 5 pets. What are your top 5 pets? And then share a pet that you get to spend time with today, or an animal or thing that you interacted with. I said unicorn because I'm probably not going to interact with any live pets today. Now, I might see some bunnies on my walk. For some reason, the neighborhood I live in right now has got a ton of soft little bunny rabbits hopping around all the yards. So they're always fun. It's fun to see them. And there apparently is a chipmunk that's adopted our yard. I've seen it 3 days in a row now, too. So chipmunks and bunny rabbits that live outdoors are my favorite kind of pets, because guess what? I get to enjoy them. I don't have to touch them, but I also don't have to feed them or clean up after them, which is win-win-win as far as I'm concerned. So talked about pets today. My granddaughter is sick. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me a little bit not worried, but it makes me pause to ponder whether they got the school things figured out or not in each of the different areas. They're wearing little masks, they're separating them, they're doing all kinds of things. There's all kinds of protocols. You go to pick them up, you have to wear masks, etc. But after the 3rd day of school, and really on the 3rd day of school, she was already sick. And I was playing with her, and I noticed, and I should have noticed more. I mean, I noticed her nose was runny, but then that night, she's like down and out, crying all night, sick. So I'll see how she is today. I don't think it's COVID, but if we can't even prevent them in 3 2-hour days from getting sick using the precautions that we're using, how on earth are we going to effectively protect our kids and all of us from the spread of COVID-19? It's a big question mark in my mind now. Before I was excited because she was so excited about school, but now she'll have missed 2 days already from a 2-week trial period with just 2 hours a day. I think that we need to keep digging for solutions. How are we going to make this work? How can we make this work for kids if we can't even keep them from getting little viral infections as common as the common cold and flus and the usual things that go around? How on earth are we going to protect them and everybody else, those of us that are at risk from COVID? It's an interesting question. So I don't know if she's going to hang out with me today or not. I already saw her Wednesday, so if I was going to get sick, I'm going to get sick. But I don't think I'm going to. I'm staving off all types of illness these days. I'm like, I just don't have time for it. I don't have time or the energy for it. I've got a 30-day challenge starting tomorrow. There is no time to be sick. So, excited for the challenge, excited for what's going on, excited to hear that she's okay. And I just found out I'm having another grandbaby, and I know what sex it is, so I'm super excited about that as well. And I'm not going to tell. Anyway, Have an absolutely amazing day, at least not till all the family knows. And I will be with you tomorrow. If I can help you in any way, now is the time to hit me up. If you want to join the Get Up and Go Challenge, ask in the comments below and I'll make sure I get you the link, the direct link to the page, so you don't have to go searching for it or looking. But if you just type in Get Up and Go Challenge, spell out the word "and" in the search bar at the top of your Facebook page, it will come up. I would encourage people to join the private group as well, so you can get in on the inside discussions that are longer than 10 minutes because that's going to be the challenge for me. Absolutely go out and slay your day. Have an amazing day, and I hopefully will be with you tomorrow. I'll be definitely sharing tomorrow anyway. All right, take care. Oh, 11 a.m. Central is the challenge. Bye.